Hey guys, in this video we're going to draw a melanistic fox. Here's a quick preview of how our drawings turned out at the very end. I hope you're really excited to follow along with me. For this lesson you need a pencil and eraser. We're going to use that to draw the main shapes and get all the guidelines just the way we want it before we use our markers. Then I'll use a black marker for the lines and details. We also have our alcohol-based markers to color, and we're drawing on marker paper. This helps keep the markers lasting much longer than regular printer paper. All right, let's get started. Let's first start by drawing a circle for the head. And I'm gonna draw it really big. I'm also drawing it a little to the left so that we have room for the body and the tail coming up. Now let's draw the ears. We're gonna draw them coming out from each side of the head. We're gonna leave maybe even a closer space in between. There we go, I moved the guide points closer together. Then we're going to draw it curving up and then down. And we're going to give our fox really big ears. And then we're going to try to match on the other side. I'm going to change this. This is a nice thing about using a pencil. I say it in all of our lessons. We can work on getting the lines just the way we want it before we use our markers. So you can pause the video during any time and really get the shapes just how you want them before you move on to the next step. Now let's draw the cheeks coming out to the side, and then we'll come back into the bottom of the head, and we're going to curve out and do the same on the side to match. There we go. Now we're ready to draw the body. Let's draw an oval shape that's diagonal so we can show more side view of the body. Yeah, and I kind of went into the head or overlapped the bottom of the head. Let's see. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger or longer. There we go. Now the body is more in line with the center of the head. I'm going to erase this extra line so I don't get confused which one I want to keep. Okay, now let's draw the back leg. We're going to draw a circle here, because we're drawing it sitting down, and then we can draw the foot coming out and curving back in. Nice. Now let's draw the legs. We can start here, draw a straight diagonal line down, and I drew two. This is for the front of both legs. Then at the bottom we're going to draw an oval shape for the paw and a matching one for this one. And we want the bottom of those paws to line up so they're all sitting on the ground. I'm going to draw this one a little lower. See how my drawings getting kind of messy? It's okay. Don't worry about making these lines look perfect. It's really just to get the shape and the size. And see how this one's a lot smaller? So I'm going to try to match the size. There we go. I like that. Okay, and then we can draw the back of the leg coming up. So we'll start on the side of the paw and then get a little wider towards the top. And I'm drawing sideways. Sometimes when I'm drawing on the camera, it's a little hard to make sure that these lines are going straight across. So this one looked like it was going uphill. So we can redraw this line here for the floor. It could probably even tip more, but then I'm going to move this paw down, and then we'll erase some of these lines so it's less confusing. Now for the tail, let's draw it curving out from the back. We'll draw it curving up. And then right at the end, let's curve the other way too. And then we'll start here and we'll curve back down and get really wide in the middle, and then right at the bottom curve into the body. There we go. Now we're ready to switch to our marker. We can put our pencils off to the side and let's draw the details. We'll start with the nose, and I'm going to draw an oval this size towards the bottom of the head, and then we can color that in. Then we'll draw the mouth, and I'm going to draw a short line down, and then we'll curve out to the side. And then we could draw the eyes. I'm going to draw an oval You could draw circles too if you want to change the design. And then let's draw a smaller circle on the top of each oval and then color in the big shape for the eyes. Now we're ready to draw the fox's head. We're going to draw a little zigzag or the letter M in between the ears for the fur. Then we can start by tracing over the pencil for the ear. Then we'll come back down. Let's do the same thing for this ear. Then we can connect that fur to the ears on both sides. Now let's draw the inside of the ear. I'm going to draw a curve that comes down and gets wider towards the head. We can do the same thing over here. And then let's draw another zigzag inside of the ear for more fur. We can match on this side. And then let's trace over the head guideline. And before we come all the way out to the point, let's add a little V or zigzag, and then we'll come in and stop there. Let's do that same thing over here. We'll start inside the ear, curve out, and then right at the end, draw a little zigzag, and then into the neck. There's our little fox's head. Now let's draw the fur on the chest before we draw the rest of the body. So let's start out here. We're going to draw a zigzag, and then we're going to trace or follow along the pencil line, but we're drawing zigzags that come down and connect to the leg, the front leg. Then let's come back over here and we can add more zigzags coming this way. And I'm just coming in towards the pencil line here. And then this one we'll draw an S curve and connect into the belly. Now we're ready to draw the front legs and paws. Let's start here and we can trace over the pencil line. Then we'll come out for the toes and then underneath and then connect back into the chest. Then let's do the same thing over here. We'll trace over the pencil line, the toes, around and into the body. We can also add 2 toe lines on each paw. We could also add the belly line, and then let's draw the back leg. So we'll trace over the pencil starting here, and then we'll draw the paw or back foot, and then underneath, and then we're gonna connect into the back and finish the body. Yeah, we can also add those 2 toe lines. And right back here, let's add another line for the other back paw. Okay, now we're ready to draw the tail. Let's start here and just trace over the pencil line. And there we go, we finished drawing our melanistic fox. It looks really cool, except we still need to color it. It just looks like a regular fox, but once we add the color, it'll look more like one. Before we color, be sure to switch to your eraser and erase any of the guidelines you can still see. Now it looks a lot more like a melanistic fox. I hope you'll take time to color your drawings. You can pause the video right now to match my same coloring, or you could change the colors any way you want. You could also add a background too to finish your drawings. I also used a white and blue colored pencil to add more highlights to the eyes, then a light gray for the shadow on the ground, it's kind of a green gray, and then also a darker orange for shading on the ears and the neck. This makes it look more 3D, but you can leave this off to keep the lesson a little easier. And I hope you had a lot of fun following along with me and drawing a melanistic fox. And we'll see you later, art friends. Goodbye.